everyone, and welcome back to Dragon Age 2. This is episode 7. Last time we met Isabella, a returning character from Dragon Age Origins with a little bit of a makeover. As you can see, she's admiring herself, and who wouldn't? She's very talented with the blade, and has become a party member for no particular reason, and we did a couple of side quests related to her character as well. Today, we will be jumping into potentially some secondary quests, and we might even take a little trip to Sundermount for this long way home amulet. I believe also that the Black Emporium is premium content, and that is also on the map, and we may check that out as well, and we'll see how that goes. But we're going to leave the area, we'll leave the Hanged Man, and let's have a look. I believe, yeah, the Black Emporium, you can do stuff at night or in the daytime, but we might go to the Bone Pit, because I said that we were going to go and do some stuff outside. So let's go to the Bone Pit. Some secondary quests for us here. I think the Bone Pit was given to us. I can't remember who gave us the Bone Pit. We just got to find the missing miners. So we've currently got a mage, 2 rogues, and a warrior, which is, funnily enough, kind of the setup that we ran in Dragon Age Origins. My main character was a rogue, and we would operate with a warrior, a mage, and another rogue, primarily, sometimes 2 mages. It's a good little balance there.
Lot to work here.
But we will see how we go. We've already mixed up the party quite a bit, and we'll probably continue to do so. Bearded Beast. Arental's Remain. Oh, okay, we'll just pick up that skeleton and put it in our pocket. Lovely.
There's work here, but I wouldn't call it paying work.
Interesting. We can go down there. There's a little home symbol down there. Alright, what do we got? We got looters. Mess them up.
Smash him good!
Reinforcements. A mixture of like fiery explosions and ice. The Bone Pit Mines.
The looters seem to be staying away from this mine entrance. Maybe they know something we don't.
There's dragons in it or something. Navarra. The 4th time I attempted to cross the border into Navarra from Orlais and was turned back by Chevaliers, I decided to take the more roundabout path, a ship back to Ferelden, and then another to Navarra. The outcome was more than worth the trouble. The whole country is filled with artistry, from the statues of heroes that litter the streets and even the meanest villages to the glittering Golden College of Magi in Cumberland. Perhaps nowhere is more astonishing than the vast necropolis outside Navarra City. Unlike most other followers of Andraste, the Navarrans do not burn their dead. Instead, they carefully preserve the bodies and seal them in elaborate tombs. Some of the wealthiest Navarrans began construction of their own tombs while quite young, and these become incredible palaces, complete with gardens, bathhouses, and ballrooms, utterly silent, kept only for the dead. It's so interesting. Just palace tombs, and just kept only for the dead. Imagine, like, dying, right? And then you construct a whole tomb palace, and then you go, hey guys, just come and hang out whenever. Celebrate my death with a bath, you know what I mean? Like, just come and chill out. That's when I know you're thinking of me. What a great way to be remembered than having a death funhouse. Come here to relax. I'm buried underneath the place. My ashes were mixed in with the cement. And I'll always be with you. Just make your own little fucking... They put my ashes in the water here that you're bathing in. And then I live on through you. That's exactly how that works. But it being just an empty place with all of that seems wild. Another enigma of Kirkwall has been found. Do you know what I will say immediately? That is an excellent quality of life change that is probably unintentional because it's just the way that this game works, is I really love that this game, when you pick up the codex entry, you are presented with it immediately. Because in Dragon Age Origins, there are multiple documents that you pick up that are all under the same codex entry, like the love letters and journal entries and stuff. And it would always be like, which order does it appear in? Sometimes it appears in a good sequence, sometimes it's out of order, and you can never tell. So something I really, really appreciate about Dragon Age 2 is there's never that confusion in the codex entries when it's like, oh, which entry of the Enigma of Kirkwall did we not read? It's just here. And that, you know, like I said, probably unintentional, but it's a good way to unintentionally fix that issue that I had, you know? It is as we thought. The quarries of Kirkwall were found after the city was sacked by the Imperium and after they started constructing the city. The Imperium found the mineral wealth, not the indigenous people. The histories give conflicting accounts on who lived here before the Imperium. Some say the Alamari, some say the Dayfads. We do know it was a barbarian people who had little need of the metals in the hills. So why did the Imperium come here in such force? It is hard to disprove Brother Mikhail's theory that the natural harbour would be important for their armies, but magisters ruled, not common men. What barrier would simple sea pose to them? The wars with the Alamari wouldn't start until centuries later. Each clue we find only leads to more questions, but we will not give up. Underneath a pile of small boulders carved with curious markings and signed, the Band of Three. Wild. Alright, if we have a look at the map, I don't know how we're getting down there, but we can check up here before we head into the mines. What is it with fantasy and abandoned ominous mines? Heading into the mines of Moria. There's a dragon down there in place of a Balrog. I think it's so funny sometimes, though, when you look at stuff like this, that they have kept a lot of named weapons and stuff like that, which is great. But then there's so much that's just like dagger, helmet, just helmet. And everything is a lot more simplified in the menus, at least with like, they just have like specific icons. Only some of the icons change, it looks like. I'm just wondering if I need to upgrade anything, but I don't have the skills for some of them yet. I think my character's good. +3 physical damage. What about my other characters? What are you guys rocking? You took off your Heartbreaker. We're gonna do that. And have that dagger. Take off your Heartbreaker and your Backstabber. I'll probably give you this ring here. You can have that. And then, yeah, the whole companion armor thing. We haven't really gotten too good at that yet. We haven't really explored that. But I guess we'll have to see, won't we? Eventually. Let's go see why the looters are avoiding the mines. I mean, what did I say, dude? What did I say? They don't call it Dragon Age for nothing, baby. There are dragons in the mines. There you go. And a lot of them. Dragonlings. Incredible. Okay. Oh shit, there's actually a dragon. You're a tiny one. Oh, we can stun the dragon. Nice. Damn, this dragon's a chump. It just stood there and let us kill it. It lost the will to live after we killed its babies. Sheesh. Look, I do love it when a prediction comes together. Refined delirium. Dun, da, da, da. Level up. Let's go. I think it was 13 cunning and 18 dexterity for a couple of armor pieces. But I'm gonna... We'll hold off on that for now. Oh, hang on. There are specialization points. Oh, these are still specializations? Ah, they are still specializations. Okay, they're just all automatically unlocked. Like, you don't have to, like, learn from someone or get a book or anything. So I saw these and was like, oh, we just have specializations already. That makes sense that you do at least need a point. Oh, man. The story conflict, if, like, we start pursuing the Templar tree with our sister, we, like, take our sister out of our party for a while, we return home. She's like, brother, you have a weird energy about you. What's going on? Might go for the Reaver. Tasted the richly prepared blood of a dragon. Weird that you don't have to go through any particular story moments to, like, unlock the specializations. I think I would like to do Reaver, because I like Reaver. The dwarven culture is in decline, and many dwarves have turned to the surface, bringing their customs and battle traditions with them. Anger is only part of being a berserker. Anyone can fly into a rage, but only a berserker can channel that anger into brutal hits that cleave through armor, flesh, and bone. Berserker must be purchased using a specialization point before any talents may be taken. So the specialization points come at the same level. Where strikes carry such weight that critical hits gain a chance to stagger the victim, which is actually pretty good. Alright, I think we're going to do the Reaver. So that looks like it just gives us a +5 across the board damage, and then up to 50% extra damage for every wound we sustain. Just tank that damage. Or we tear into an enemy, consuming its life force to heal the Reaver. Alright, we're gonna put a point into the Reaver tree. We're becoming the Reaver. Okay, that's how we can leave. The enemy's all the way over there, guys. Give it a sec. Oh. I can't... Okay, on the map, maybe you can open it from the other side. Like, blow it up or something. To war!
You do get results, don't you?
Nice. You just leveled up. None of you? It made the level up noise. But no one has the level up icon. +5 mana and stamina. Have a ring. Have a ring, mate. Well, it's not a... I think it's like, what is it? The high dragons are actually the really big ones, right? It's those ones that you gotta worry about. high dragons are the huge ones, like Flemeth-sized dragon. Oh, maybe that's just the end of combat noise. I swear that was the level up noise. And now I'm just noticing it more. A Helm of Victory. Yep. I'll take it. Helmet of the Fallen. Oh, shit. Wait, that's so much better. What the fuck? When did I pick Helmet of the Fallen up? Oh, my head is covered now. Nice. I was just about to say, before I equipped that, it's cool that the helmets keep your face open, so I think if there's the option to keep your helmet on in dialogue, you can still see your face. And then I just equip the helmet that covers my face. Let's go. Dragon Iris. Eustace's pommel. Deep mushroom refers to the entire group of fungi that grows underground in caves and many parts of the dwarven deep roads. Collection can be a dangerous task, as the deep roads are often infested with darkspawn. Because of this, dwarven merchants often recruit castless hirelings for the job and pay them a meager percentage of what they earn selling the mushrooms to surfacers. The most common varieties used in the herbalist trade are the blightcap, ghoul's mushroom, and brimstone mushroom, almost all of which tend to carry the darkspawn's corruption. While they cannot transmit the disease, this trait often makes them quite poisonous. Deep mushrooms should only be handled by experienced herbalists and should never be consumed without first being adequately cleaned and prepared. Careless consumption has been known to cause insanity, severe abdominal cramping, and even death. Okay, we're seeing a couple of these blocked pathways.
That's enough out of you! Better luck in the next one!
Gallows slave finger cuffs. 7 health plus 9 defense. You can take that. Varric did level up. Nice. And let's see. Oh, he is a friend, therefore he's unlocked his authorized biographer. One of these days, Varric will tell your story. He's doing it right now. One of these days, Varric will tell your story whether you like it or not. Okay. Launches a volley of 3 bolts, turning his target into a pincushion. Might go for that, because then we can upgrade his marksman tree, which is tied to how he feels about us. Or an upgrade to disorienting shot, or smoking arrow. Obscure the party, okay? Disorient chance 100%. Oh, I'm attracted to putting something in his marksman tree. Let's go with that. Oh, hello.
Praise and trusty you came along. Them dragons would have sniffed me out for certain.
Hold on. What happened here?
I'll tell you what I can, but be a friend and keep your voice down. There's another dragon close by.
There's another dragon close by.
Where'd the dragons come from?
We was mining a new tunnel when the wall collapsed, and dragons came through. It was a bloody slaughter. Scared out of my wits. I ran like my arse was on fire. It probably was. Only I went the wrong way. Ended up trapped here.
Did anyone else manage to escape?
Some of my fellows ran for the surface. I hope they made it.
You'd better get going. Try not to get eaten.
Don't have to tell me twice. You should leave too. But don't go that way. There's this huge dragon.
Ah, I'd wondered if the dragons left their nest unguarded.
It was being guarded by that man. Bone Pit Ledge. How are we doing on money? 28 sovs. 28 sovies, mate. Got 28 sovos. Another finger cuff. 7 health, 9 defense again. Anyone want another ring? Here you go. Bah. Handing out all my rings of power. To the Bone Pit Ledge. Is it going to be a big one? Hello. Yep. Oh! Mature dragon. It's a big one. It's a big one. Bring the dog in. I love that you can actually stun the dragon like that. There you go. Use. Oh, I'm stunned. Dragon was like, Uno reverse. Get out of here, dragon. You're done. You know what? I'm gonna pipe this. I'm gonna pipe this one up to Varric telling the story to Cassandra right now, and he's like, "Yeah, no, the cave, and the cave is filled with dragons, but you know, no match for the champion of Kirkwall." And then a mature dragon came, and he like single-handedly cut its head off. Thank you, Varric. You're doing me a great job. Always be. You gotta make sure you be Varric's friend. He's making me look so good in his story. Right? He's just doing such a good job for me. I love the pillars of skulls. Amazing. I think the art direction of Dragon Age is always there. It's very consistently impressive. I love going through new areas and just taking a look at all the details that they put into the environments. It's very cool. Oh, and then this is why we were here. That makes sense. Okay. This was this point. How do we get here? We now know. Now we can leave the Bone Pit. While we're out and about, what do we have to do at the Wind Coast? Duty, and I think duty is in Sundermount as well. We'll just fuck around outside. Let's go to the Wounded Coast.
I've always wondered, why is every surface dwarf a merchant or a smith?
You left out criminals and hired muscle.
They don't count.
We dwarves are drawn to shiny objects. Sort of like magpies, but with business sense.
You're kidding.
Of course I am. We come to the surface with the skills our ancestors had, Blondie. You think there's a tradition of dwarf woodcutters in Orzammar? Beekeepers? Sailors?
Well, there could be mushroom growers and nug wranglers.
Orzammar will never let those people go topside. Too vital. Also, embarrassing.
Also embarrassing.
Carl was a good mage, a good man. It goes against all Chantry law to make him tranquil.
So when you talk to your characters sometimes, and then you'll get this, like, out of context, like them going, yeah, so about Carl. Like, oh yes. That was a little while ago, wasn't it? Would you like some magic, Varric? What have you got? What's your belt? Yours is mana, stamina. Okay. Well, we're going to give you that, and you get +1 magic, and then you can have that. for more stamina, I suppose. Let's level you up too. Well, I guess with 2 rogues, we'll make sure that Varric has his cunning up so he can be our lockpick guy. And then we can do that for you. Murder. Murder. And then for you, my friend, I guess I need to do this so I can get to haste, because I don't have Bethany with her haste anymore. Which means these mages are just going to end up being so similar. For now, at least. This one's good though. Nearby allies recuperate quickly, even in the heat of combat. This mode allows Anders to use aid allies and regroup, but cannot be used at the same time as Vengeance. And Anders cannot cast any offensive spell for the duration of this effect, or he becomes like pure healer mode. Oh, and he's got yeah, like regroup for reviving fallen companions. On the off chance that the enemies get us to that point. The combat is definitely different from Dragon Age Origins in that Origins had this very high sense of tactical combat where you could plan your encounters because you could see like the full rooms of people, and there was like things that you needed to do against certain types of enemies. But in Dragon Age 2, it seems that at least for now, for the most part, we've just kind of had enemies that they just throw themselves at you, and they're all kind of the same sort of thing. We've rarely had a mage enemy so far. That might change, but they're not really like Dragon Age Origins mages. You needed to get rid of them immediately. Arcane horrors, all of that kind of stuff. And a lot of the enemies in this game seem like they're kind of like fodder, you know, like you're cutting through them. And with the increased difficulty, the only thing that changes when we were playing on the higher difficulty was that they just took longer to kill. Like the whole battle was still going kind of the same, just longer. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how we go. But it's there's definitely a lot less of that tactical planning before an encounter. You just kind of run in and you don't know how many enemies are going to charge you at which time. Glitter dust is the powdered form of a rock found along the Wounded Coast. When explorers brought the sparkling rock to the markets of the Free Marches, it became immediately popular among wealthy ladies who crushed it and applied the powder to their faces. The added brightness and luster to the skin, however, soon paled in comparison to the developing rash and coughing fits. As it turned out, glitter dust is dangerous if ingested or inhaled. It's also extremely flammable, as several ladies discovered after powdering their hair or standing next to a candle. Unfortunately, this resulted in a dozen deaths by conflagration. These days, glitter dust is used sparingly and only by experienced alchemists. The most common form of the substance is volatile glitter dust. If gathered from caves where darkspawn dwell, the rock produces a powder known as tainted glitter dust. I love the like codex and like lore entry about like discovering new properties and then like applying it to like, you know, skincare in the world or like something like that, and it just having this horrible side effects because they were like, it was obviously untested. I just think that is I think that's so funny. Duty. Oh, what the hell are these things? Oh shit, this is the Canary Tal Vashoth. Oh fuck. Oh man. Yeah, they definitely got a got an upgrade as well, didn't they? Visually. I was just gonna say we'll go down this way because it looks like the quest is up here. What else are we gonna? Oh, there's a plot marker down here though. There's a quest. No opportunity to converse with the Canary. Dalish assassin.
Do you even know her name, Shem? No? It's Delilah. She's dead. And you killed her.
I was a beast then. A werewolf. I did many terrible things. I'm sorry.
Sorry does not bring my mother back.
I was a victim too, Elf. Of Zathrian's vengeance. Stranger, please calm her down.
Dude, the werewolves. Did the werewolves... Is this where they went? After we cured the werewolves and they all left. They've all, like, fucked off to the Free Marchers? That's cool.
Did I hear you right? You're a werewolf?
I was one, but no longer. Her Dalish keeper cursed some humans with lycanthropy long ago. The disease spread over the years, but the hero of Ferelden freed us.
Yeah, cool. That's amazing. Yeah, he was a werewolf then. And they were consumed.
He was cursed. You can't blame him for that.
You stand up for him? Fine. Then you will die for him.
Look, the only reason why is because I was there in an alternate dimension as the humble dwarf Mapo, and I know what was going on there. Well, we're making an enemy of the Dalish by sticking up for the guy who used to be a werewolf, only because I know. No peaceful resolution, huh?
It didn't have to come to this. Take this, and thanks.
Yeah. Well, we tried. No peaceful option, huh? I'm surprised that he was managed to be tracked down as a previous werewolf, eh? This area is also much bigger than I was expecting, because all of the other areas that we've been in have been quite small. We got spiders, though. Always the giant spiders. Goddamn. Oh, I love that design with the poisonous one. That's so sick. So cool. I do love that, like, on frogs and stuff, when you see them, like, the poisonous ones are just like, look at me. I look like I will just one touch and it's all over for you. Hello, spiders. Oh, look at that critical whirlwind.
I'm right here! Hit me!
Oh, we actually got some mages. Apostate mages. Oh, it's a good thing Bethany's not here.
They're not cleaning this up.
Didn't get a choice in the matter there. Do you know what would be nice? If there was a dialogue choice there, they'd be like, hey man, it's okay. My sister's an apostate mage.
Had good experiences with wilderness.
Anders doesn't even seem to care either. Just be like, look mate, my friend's an apostate. It's cool. Oh my god, hello. Are you guys friends with the spiders? What the fuck? They're not even attacking you. They've made friends with the spiders.
With the wrong mate.
Jesus, they had a full... Ooh, Varric's almost dead. Oh, shit. Varric the hounds. Save Varric from the hounds. Varric straight up almost just gets massacred by a bunch of dogs. I got you, bud. My god. These reinforcements just really came out of nowhere. God damn. A dead messenger. Grey Warden documents. New quest. Dark Epiphany. Oh, my inventory's full. During the day, deliver the Grey Warden letters to a dead drop near the foundries in Lowtown. Damn. Okay. Grey Warden letters. Take the first boat from Amaranthine to Kirkwall, then proceed with all haste to Weishaupt Fortress. If the roads prove too perilous or blocked, our agent in Kirkwall can assist. Find the dead drop located in an alleyway near the Lowtown foundries during daylight hours. Protect the letters at all costs. Warden Commander of Ferelden. The limitations put upon my research have greatly hampered progress. With just a few subjects, I could test certain critical hypotheses. However, the information sent about the architect, the architect, has proven invaluable to my efforts, and I am pleased to report limited success. As the architect surmised, considerable untapped power exists within Grey Warden blood. When properly prepared, its effects can be remarkable. But my research has also revealed some alarming implications which I've attached in the old Acanthan cipher. I urge you to send this to the First Warden at once. I will conduct further tests as long as I'm able. My documentation is very thorough. If time finally claims me, others may follow in my footsteps. Avernus. Avernus is from the DLC of Origins, right? He's in Soldier's Keep? Is that right? And he's that guy? I need to double check that. Is he my guy? Avernus. Dragon Age. I'm pretty sure that's my guy. Yeah, holy shit. It's the guy with the big ears. It's the old man, because we let him live and to like chill out in his tower, and then you just never go back there again after that. Holy crap. Yeah. You get sealed away from there and you can't go back in. That's amazing. This is great connective tissue, because we kept him alive and we kept the architect alive in Dragon Age Origins, and he's doing research for Mapo Broska, my Grey Warden. That makes me so happy to like read stuff like this and see like that connecting together. That's amazing. So yeah, Avernus.
Messages for the Wardens. They'd probably pay to have them returned.
Cool.
Don't give him a bastard! Afraid?
Love it. All right, my inventory is full, so we need to... Oh my god, can you stop spawning? They just won't stop!
Glad I don't have to clean up this mess.
Alright guys, can you stop now, please? Alright, I have to look at my inventory. We'll just ditch some stuff. Well, actually, if you move it to... Nah, alright, if you move it to junk. Because the junk doesn't count in your inventory, I don't think. Alright, it might, actually. Alright, it looks like we can still pick up junk. The March of Thunder. Oh, nice. Yep. Maybe I'll just get rid of some of this shitty stuff. We'll destroy it because it probably won't be worth that much, but I should definitely sell all of this, like a lot of stuff that I'm just sitting on. We need to go back. We must go back. Alright, let me pick up this actual item now. Silver threaded gloves. Silver threaded gloves. 18 magic, 13 willpower, so I can't even do anything about that. I always get like weirdly attached to like named items though, whenever it's like this is restricted to this particular person, and I'm always just like, I don't want to get rid of that for some reason, you know what I mean? Even though there isn't really, we're never going to use it again. It's like that weird attachment.
Probably pay to have them returned.
Okay. The Wounded Coast is actually our largest area yet. Outside of Kirkwall. Alright, we've just done a little detour. I've gone back. Detour is the wrong word. I've just done a trip back home to empty out my inventory. And yes, junk definitely does take up space in your inventory. So I've still got a few things on me. But it's the junk is what takes up most of your space. It adds up over time, that's for sure.
Go down!
Taking out Flint Company mercenaries for the duty quest. Ooh, Megan Vale's Locket. That's some good spell resistance right there. Who's Megan Vale? Varric. Actually, why can't... It'd be nice if my character could just unlock the simple chests at least, mate. They're simple.
Doing that.
Alright, final duty quest is Sundermount, where we're taking that locket. We're just going to head all the way over this end, because it looks like there's a Talvishoff cavern, so there's some Canary stuff going on. Down this way, there's no quests, but there might just be some plot points, because we've had quite a few encounters out this way. Down the winding roads, let's take a look and see. We know that we can expect some more Canary.
I'm ready for you!
Talvishoff. At the end of Dragon Age Origins, I think Sten got the fuck out, and he left. Didn't he? He was like, see ya. Thanks for returning my sword and being a bit of a bro, even though I was a hard ass for like ever. And then see you later. We just became a goddamn Canary Slayer all of a sudden. We're like, there's no quest even like bringing us here. We just of our own volition are like, let's go to the Wounded Coast and just cleanse the Canary population. No one's asked us to do it. It's an extracurricular activity. Apparently I just slay Canary in my free time. Like, bruh. We haven't even interacted properly with a Canary in this game yet. There's the whole Canary quarters in Kirkwall, which I'm excited to actually get some more exposure to, because at the moment it's just all closed off. We can't let them hear about what we've done here today. Otherwise, I don't think it'll go well. Ooh, a Talvishoth officer. There we go. It's stunned.
I'll deal with this!
You call this a fight?
Your officer is defeated. Surrender or die. Yeah, this is a little surprising that you just go into areas like this and it's just like this full-on, you just massacre all these people that are just instantly aggressive towards you. I guess it makes sense, but it's like, there's part of me in my head that's just like, you kind of want to be able to have a conversation with these people maybe, to understand what's going on. But no, they are just generic enemies for us to murder. There are many lords and ladies in Val Royeaux, and I mean this literally. Once, the system of noble titles in Orlais was labyrinthine. There were barons and baroness and baronets and sir barons and a horde of others, each with its own origins and its own nuances of comparison. The Orlesian aristocracy is ancient and much given to competition. All the nobility play the grand game, as it is known, whether they wish to or not. It is a game of reputation and patronage, where moves are made with rumours and scandal is the chief weapon. No gentle game, this. More blood has been drawn as a result of the grand game than any war the Orlesians have fought. Of this, I am assured by almost every gentleman here. As far as titles went, everything changed with the coming of Emperor Draken, who established the Orlesian Empire as it exists now, and who created the Chantry. There is no more venerated figure in Orlais, in Val Royeaux. The statue of Draken still stands as tall as the statue of Andraste. Draken determined that the grand game was tearing Orlais apart, so he abolished all titles besides his own and Lord and Lady. I am told, with some twittering amusement, that this action did not end the grand game as Draken had intended. Now the lords and ladies collected unofficial titles rather than official ones, such as the Exalted Patron of Tassus Clay or Uncle to the Champion of Trebs. It was a headache to remember such titles, and one winces to think of the poor doormen at the balls who must rattle them off as each guest enters the room. The aristocracy is different from Ferelden in other ways as well. The Orlesians' right to rule stems directly from the Maker. There exists neither the concept of rule by merit nor the slightest notion of rebellion. If one is not noble, one aspires to be, or at least aspires to be in the good graces of a noble, and is ever watching for a way to enter the patronage of those better placed in the grand game. And then, there are the masks and the cosmetics. I have not seen so much paint since the kennels at Highever, but that is another story. Right. Okay. I think we remember reading through some of that, like, title stuff in Origins. It was like a funny little the story about all of the just random titles that people would give themselves. A ring. 15 attack. Alright, well I guess I'll replace which ring? 12. Oh, they're both 12. Bam! A whole 3 more attack. Upgrades, people. Alright. There's a pathway off here as well. Oh, that's just to leave. Well, we'll leave, because we've done what we need to do here. We'll go finish off our duty quest line, as well as delivering this amulet. So we'll head to Sundermount now. Just doing our excursions away from Kirkwall. So we can still visit the bone pit, so it doesn't remove from our map like some of the locations have. Okay, duty is here. Keeper Marathari is over there. Okay. Another Flint Mercenary Company crew to be annihilated. never should have come here. I think another reason why I like having 2 rogues in the party right now is we've got a long range and a short range rogue. So there's some variety there as well, which I think is quite good. I'm excited because my next level for my character, I'll finally hit 23 strength, and then I can equip these weapons that I've had for ages, which will make me much stronger. I think we're going to have the Ream Ward, because we get plus 55 attack and plus 9 physical damage, as well as double damage in comparison to the greatsword that we've got. And this one is just a plus 2 to strength, as well as more mana and stamina. So they're both good. This one also has a rune slot, so I'll be keeping them both around. We do not have any runes as of yet, though. We'll have to order some. What is going on down this way? Oh. Looks like an encampment. An outpost, mayhap? Not familiar with this logo. Oh, it's the Dalish.
Old Shemlin, your kind are not welcome among the Dalish.
Scottish elves, okay. Hey, if you guys don't hear back about a Dalish group, maybe in pursuit of a werewolf, I have never seen them before in my life, okay?
What's a Shemlin?
It means you're not one of the people, and you should leave now.
I love that. What's a Shemlin?
Who are you people?
We are the last of the Elven.
Keep that in mind, Hawk. Elves you see elsewhere, figments of your imagination.
They have given up their identity to live among Shemlin. They're Elven no more.
I was given an amulet for someone named Marathari.
How do you know that name?
Wait, this is the one the Keeper spoke of.
A Shemlin? I thought he'd be an elf.
Enter the camp. Keeper Marathari has been waiting for you.
Cause trouble, and you'll meet our blades, stranger.
No trouble for me. Oh, there we go.
Marathari, I was told to bring you this amulet.
Andarana Tishan, travelers. Indeed, I am Keeper Marathari. Let me look at you. There is a light in your heart, human. Don't let it go out. You will need it. Tell me how this burden fell to you, child.
Oh, you see, I was running away from an army of Darkspawn with my whole entire family. My dog was invisible at the time, you see, and then a giant dragon lady came and saved me.
Your guards said you spoke of me. How did you know I was coming?
I listened. To the wind, to the birds, as the hunters do, to my dreams. I watched the stars. There is great wisdom to be found all around us, if you know how to listen for it. But I was not certain. Nothing is certain.
Are you the leader of these Dalish? Why did the witch tell me to bring this amulet to you?
I am the keeper of this clan. It is my task to guide my people and to ensure the old ways are not forgotten. As for Asha Belenar, I am tied to her, just as you are, by a debt that must be repaid.
Ooh.
Exactly what have I been carrying around? Is it magic?
It is a promise, child, made by one whose word still has weight. And therefore, it has terrible power. There are few things in this world stronger than a promise kept. Remember that.
Definitely a Flemeth Horcrux. That's why I'm here.
A dragon fell from the sky, charred some darkspawn, then asked me to bring you this amulet. No big deal.
You are blessed by luck, then. I will pray that Mithal watches over your path. The amulet must be taken to an altar at the top of the mountain and given a Dalish rite for the departed. Then, return the amulet to me. Do this and your debt will be repaid.
Are you going to teach me this rite for the departed?
I will send my first with you. She will see to it the ritual is done. And when it is complete, I must ask that you take her with you when you go.
Oh. New companion. Okay.
Who is your first? First of what?
Your people would call her my apprentice, or heir. Meryl would have taken my place as keeper. But she has chosen a new path. Please, guide her safely from here.
Meryl. Meryl!
If that's what you want.
It isn't what I want, but it is what she wants. You will find Meryl waiting for you on the trail just up the mountain. Dareth Shiral.
Okay. We're going to meet another party member. I like how that we've just been told ahead of time. Another party member for you, please. In time, the human empires will crumble. We have seen it happen countless times. Until then, we wait. We keep to the wild borderlands. We raise Hala and build Aravals and present a moving target to the humans around us. We try to keep hold of the old ways to relearn what was forgotten. We call to the ancient gods, although they do not answer and have not heard us since before the fall of Arlathan, so that one day they might remember us, Elganan, the eldest of the sun, and he who overthrew his father, Mythil, the protector, Fenharel, the Dreadwolf, Dragon Age Dreadwolf reference, Andril, the huntress, Falondin, the friend of the dead, Dirthaman, the keeper of secrets, Gilanane, the mother of Hala, June, the master of crafts, and Silace, the hearthkeeper. Now, when we went to the Brazilian wilds, the forests in Dragon Age Origins, when we started getting into that elven lore, delicacy. Lore delicacy. I was loving eating it all up. And it's cool. It's kind of exciting for me in that sense that there is that new Dragon Age game called Dreadwolf that is coming out. Because this was when I was like reading the lore, being like, this stuff good. So obviously, I have no idea. None of us have really any idea. Well, you guys probably have more of an idea of what Dreadwolf is going to be about than me, because I'm not looking into any of it. I just know the name. Exciting nonetheless. It's kind of interesting that this is like the black sheep in the Dragon Age 2, and then there's no Dragon Age 3 or 4. It's just all subtitled. Apparently this game was supposed to be called Exodus, so I think with that in mind, of the all of the games having a subtitle, that kind of makes sense. And then Dragon Age 2 is just an odd one out in that sense because of that. But alas, it's cool, because we've read codex entries, and we've spoken about how there's stuff relating to the Inquisition, and the third game is called the Inquisition, and we're reading the codex entries on all the elven lore, and there's Fenharel the Dreadwolf, and there's another game coming out called Dreadwolf. Those are a bit more heavy on the nose, I guess. With Origins, it's related to all of the origins of your characters. Exodus is a bit more, you never know what that's actually going to tie to specifically within the game, so. But it's very cool. We gather every 10 years for the Arlathan to retell the ancient stories and keep them alive. For when the human kingdoms are gone, we must be ready to teach the others what it means to be elves. Let's just check that there's nothing tucked away in here that I have not read yet. Oh, there we go. There's lore on giant spiders and dragons. Giant spiders tend to appear in old ruins and other places where the veil has become thin because of magical disturbances or a great number of deaths. In such places, spirits and demons pass into the world of the living and attempt to take control over living beings, spiders among them. Not all scholars accept this explanation for the presence of these beasts, however. Some claim that the thinning veil allows magic to leak from the Fade, tainting such creatures as these spiders to transform into larger and more potent creatures than they ever would become naturally. While such spiders are known to possess powerful poisons and the ability to fling their webs at opponents in combat, studies of them have been few, and the full range of their abilities are unknown. Oh, we only have dragonlings, but not the other dragons that we've killed? Newly hatched dragons are roughly the size of a deer and voraciously hungry. They live for a short time in their mother's lair before venturing out on their own. The slender, wingless creatures are born in vast numbers, and only a few ever make it to adulthood because someone keeps killing them all. For some reason, we don't have the dragon and mature dragon codex entries or anything. Valaslin. Blood writing. Okay.
Something wrong, Paul? You could say...
But everyone's talking.
I think Master Island is going to murder me. Because of the Ironwood? Have you thought about going to the Keeper and begging for amnesty?
Thought I heard Yuri Lowenthal in one of those elves. The Tale of Ilurin. In the days after the rising of Zazikel, the Dark Ones covered every corner of the land. The Archdemon drove all the nations of the world before him, Shemlin and Elfhen alike. In the far north, where the hills wander the plains and the earth is eternally baked beneath the uncaring sun, the lands which the Shemlin call Anderfels, a clan of our people, lived, struggling to survive the blight. Ilurin was their keeper, a hunter in his younger days. Crafty as any wolf, he led his people always just ahead of the Darkspawn, who chased them. But the old hunter knew that even Hala cannot run forever. They must turn and fight or be run down. At the foot of the Murdain, the Darkspawn cornered Ilurin's clan. That night, the moon was strangled by clouds, the earth concealed by a dread mist that rose out of nowhere, so that the Elfhen could not tell up from down. In the confusion, the Darkspawn attacked. But Ilurin had prepared for them. All around the camp, the hunters had strewn dry grass, brush, and brambles. When the sound of rustling footfalls began, Ilurin and the other Haran called upon the old magic. They struck out with lightning, and though the bolts missed the Darkspawn, they hit their target all the same. The sea of kindling lit, and not one of the dark creatures made it through the fire to reach Ilurin's clan. So cool. And again, we read some elven-related lore, and it's just the coolest sounding to read. Like, there's just something about reading elven lore that just, like, tickles me in a way that the rest... It's not necessarily that it doesn't, but it's just better than the rest. I don't know. I just enjoy it more.
If either of us is likely to cut themselves, it's you.
That's enough. More working, less talking.
More working, less talking. Arlathan, Part 1. Before the ages were named or numbered, our people were glorious and eternal and never changing. Like the great oak tree, they were constant in their traditions, strong in their roots, and ever reaching for the sky. They felt no need to rush when life was endless. They worshipped their gods for months at a time. Decisions came after decades of debate, and an introduction could last for years. From time to time, our ancestors would drift into centuries-long slumber, but this was not death, for we know they wandered the fade in dreams. In those ages, our people called all the land Elvenan, which in the old language means place of our people. And at the center of the world stood the great city of Arlathan, a place of knowledge and debate, where the best of the ancient elves would go to trade knowledge, greet old friends, and settle disputes that had gone on for millennia. But while our ancestors were caught up in the forever cycle of ages, drifting through life at what we today would consider an intolerable pace, the world outside the lush forests and ancient trees was changing. The humans first arrived from Parvolan to the north, called Shemlin, or Quicklings by the ancients. The humans were pitiful creatures whose lives blinked by in an instant. When they first met the elves, the humans were brash and warlike, quick to anger and quicker to fight, with no patience for the unhurried pace of elven diplomacy. But the humans brought worse things than war with them. Our ancestors proved susceptible to human diseases, and for the first time in history, elves died of natural causes. What's more, those elves who spent time bartering and negotiating with humans found themselves aging, tainted by the humans' brash and impatient lives. Imagine the stress of another race affecting you so much that you age. Like, humans are a parasite. It's just such a confirmed thing. Many believed that the ancient gods had judged them unworthy of their long lives and cast them down among the quicklings. Our ancestors came to look upon the humans as parasites, which I understand is similar to the way the humans see our people in the cities. The ancient elves immediately moved to close Elfhanan off from the humans for fear that this quickening effect would crumble the civilization. I love stuff like this, and this is the Dragon Age thing that, like, it always gets my, like, brain ticking at, like, not potential spin-offs per se, but just, like, perspectives from the elves to everything else in this world. And I love the name Quicklings. I just think that that's so cool, because their lives are over in an instant to the perspective of the elves, you know? Undying beings that just see these things that just are just such a tiny, not even a footnote in their life. And it makes it so interesting that if they were ever to do, like, imagine if they did a game or something from the perspective of, you know, back then, before the ages were named or numbered, like big prequel, because there's so much world building that's beautiful in Dragon Age, and so many amazing codex entries that paint a picture of all these different ages and times and the ancient era and all of that, that it would just be it would be such a challenge for them. Imagine being an undying elf and having a narrative around that, like the concept of, like, decades of debate. Sometimes they just goddamn sleep for centuries. I need that. I need centuries long slumber. It's such an amazing thing to think about, like, that they can spend, you know, in our perspective of time, so long, but to them it's nothing. And it's all, like, the perspective of how time works for different people, I think, is really, really, really interesting. And just reading about it is wild. Imagine being able to see and witness the humans and the elves meeting for the first time and seeing those effects. I guess we are obviously having most of our games take place in the Dragon Age, because that's what it's called. But there's just so much cool history that would be very amazing to actually see as well. Alas. Boots of the Isolationist. Dirthamen's Secret. At the very least, I can see these and be like, not worth buying. A Rune of Nature. Adds nature damage.
Dalish crafting is second to none.
Actually, backpack? No backpacks.
I assure you.
No backpacks.
Shemlin.
Yep, that's me. Map of occupied Kirkwall.
It's not often we allow humans into our camp. Take care not to abuse the privilege.
Alright, mate. Merrill. Alright. We're gonna meet a new person. Oh, if I hold tab, it tells me all of the things. I don't have to highlight them. Nice. Cool. Now, let's take a look at this blood riding thing. Valaslin. After my encounter with the Dalish elves on the road to Navarra, I studied every book on the elves I could find. I sought out legends and myths and history and tried to make sense of it all, but there is only so much one can learn from books. I knew that in order to truly understand the Dalish, I would have to seek them out. A dreadful idea, in hindsight. In my defense, I was young, and also inebriated when the idea popped into my head. Unfortunately, even after I had regained some measure of sobriety, the idea still held appeal. It proved remarkably resistant to my attempts to ignore it. I gave in after months of that nagging thought at the back of my head and set out to learn about the Dalish firsthand. I tramped through the forests bordering Orlais for weeks before I finally found, or was found by, a Dalish hunter. I stumbled into one of his traps and suddenly I was hanging from a tree with a rope around my ankles. So there I was, defenseless, upside down with my robe over my head, my underclothes on display. Descriptions of my predicament might elicit laughter these days, but trust me when I say it was a situation I would not wish on anyone. Thankfully, my ridiculous appearance may have caused my captor to stay his hand. What threat is a silly human with his pants showing? And so he sat, made a small fire, and began to skin the deer he had caught. I soon mustered the courage to speak. I tried to assure him that I was not there to harm him, but he laughed at this and replied that if I were there to harm him, I had failed terribly. Eventually, we got to talking. When I say talking, I mean that I asked him questions, and occasionally he would deign to answer. He told me that while some Dalish actively seek out human travelers to rob or frighten, most of his people would rather be left alone. He seemed to believe that punishing the humans for past actions only led to more violence. I asked him about the intricate tattoos on his face, and he told me they were called Valaslin, blood writing. These were symbols of Andril the Huntress, one of the most highly revered elven goddesses. He said the Dalish mark themselves to stand out from humans and from those of their kin who have chosen to live under human rule. He said the Valaslin reminded his people that they must never again surrender their beliefs. When he finished skinning the deer, he cut me down. By the time I had righted myself and conquered the dizziness of all the blood rushing out of my head, he was gone. I do not recommend that my readers seek out the Dalish for themselves. I was very lucky to have met the man that I did, and walked away from our meeting unscathed. Perhaps the Maker watches over those who seek knowledge with an open heart. I certainly would like to think so. Brother Genetivi.
Will wonders never...
Brother Genetivi.
And Iran?
Too curious for his own good. Geography of Thedas. Thedas is bounded to the east by the Amaranthine Ocean, to the west by Tirashan Forest and the Hunterhorn Mountains, to the south by the snowy wastes that lie beyond the Orkney Mountains, and to the north by Donark Forest. The word Thedas is Tevinter in origin, originally used to refer to lands that bordered the Imperium. As the Imperium lost its stranglehold on conquered nations, more and more lands became Thedas, until finally people applied that name to the entire continent. The Dragon Age setting. The northern part of Thedas is divided amongst the Anderfels, the Tevinter Imperium, Antiva, and Rivain, with the islands held by the Canari just off the coast. Central Thedas consists of the Free Marches, Navarra, and Orlais, with Ferelden to the south. What lies beyond the snowy wastes is a mystery. The freezing temperatures and barren land have kept even the most intrepid cartographers at bay. Similarly, the western reaches of the Anderfels have never been fully explored, even by the Anders themselves. We do not know if the dry steppes are shadowed by mountains, or if they extend all the way to a nameless sea. There must be other lands, continents, or islands, perhaps across the Amaranthine or north of Parvolan, for the Canari arrived in Thedas from somewhere, but beyond that deduction, we know nothing. Something that really excites me about all of the things that they've spoken about in locations from the first game and this one is there's so much of Thedas we have yet to see, and I don't know if we have ever seen or will ever see, even in future games, because I don't know. But I'm super excited at the prospect of it, and even if we haven't got it yet, maybe we could in future. Like, I want to know what Orlais looks like, you know? All of these kind of other locations and characters that we only hear about in dialogue and writings. I want to know. I want to know what it looks like. So we'll have to see if that is actually a thing.
By all means, let's go up to the angry wandering elves and say hello.
And I shouldn't have to say this, but this is a very obvious...
I kid you not, Ravani. It was this big.
There's no way. Impossible. I've had hundreds of those in my hands, and they're never that size.
Would I lie about something so critical?
I can't stand it anymore. What are you two talking about?
We're discussing knives, of course. Well, daggers, technically. I never remember the difference. Why? What did you think we were talking about?
Roguish dialogue. Daggers, of course. Talking about daggers. And I shouldn't have to mention this, but my curiosity, theorizing, all of these things that I word vomit is not so I can get an answer. So don't tell me. Don't tell me. Be like, hey man, guess what? Funny you mentioned that. Orlais is actually the next game. I don't want to know that, obviously. It's me just kind of spitballing my thoughts, and you can go, cool, interesting, and not give me an answer. They are very much rhetorical, inquisitive, and curious questions I ask. The good thing is, anyway, like, I record well and above ahead of time, so that stuff can't really affect me. But if it's stuff about future games, do not tell me. Do not tell me.
Oh, I didn't hear. You must be the one the Keeper told me about. Anethera.
I'm so sorry. I didn't ask your name. Unless... It's not rude to ask a human their name, is it? I'm Meryl, which you probably knew already. I'm rambling, sorry.
Okay. We've got the nervous, awkward elf. Let's go. Okay. Meryl, doing some weird magic stuff in the corner away from everybody else.
Why are you leaving the Dalish for Kirkwall?
I have to. Let's leave it at that for now, all right?
The only problem I have with a dialogue wheel like this sometimes, personally, is they will talk to us, and instead of us being able to naturally respond with something like this, we immediately have to go to investigate, and it just makes the flow of conversation feel so weird for me. They're like, hey, how you going? Oh, like, I'm Meryl. And you just go, why are you leaving? You know, like, I can't say nice to meet you because I need to do my investigations immediately. Otherwise, I'm going to miss dialogue.
I get the feeling you're in trouble.
It's not like that. Not exactly, anyway. The Keeper and I have disagreements, but it will sort itself out in time.
Did you hear that strange noise?
Oh, I didn't hear anything.
Oh, okay, sure.
You seem awfully nervous.
I've never met a human before. Dalish mothers frighten their children with stories about you, you know. Not you, personally, of course. I'm sure they don't have any tales about you. Or not scary ones, at least. Not that you're not notable enough to have a story. I'll just shut up now.
Just this constant, like, I didn't mean to offend you. I didn't mean to offend you by not meaning to offend you. I mean, shit. It's so funny.
We didn't get a proper introduction.
I am... or was, I suppose. The first to keep a Marathari. I've studied the old ways for as long as I can remember. I know things. The law of the Dalish that can help us get to the summit of Sundermount.
Sundermount, she says. Okay.
You'll have to work harder than that to offend me. My name's Hawk.
Thank you. I'm afraid I'm not very experienced with your kind. The Keeper said you came from Ferelden. I spent most of my life there.
Oh.
We only came north a few years ago. Have you been in the Free Marches long? Do you like it here?
I miss the cold and the dirt. Kirkwall's not brown enough for me. But hey, no Darkspawn.
Ferelden wasn't that brown. The dirt and muck gave it character. We should go. Your task is for Asher Belenar. It's not wise to make her wait.
Okay. Oh, hang on. There's some more investigation options.
What do we have to do with the amulet?
It's a funeral of sorts. I'll perform it when we get to the mountaintop. Getting there is the tricky part. Our hunters haven't been able to reach the summit. Dark things are about.
Flemeth preparing for her death ahead of time for a funeral of sorts. I can't wait to see what's going to happen here.
I take it you've been expecting me to bring this amulet for some time.
The Keeper brought us here to wait for you. I don't know much more than that. I do know that you have Asher Belenar's amulet, and we must bring it to the altar on the mountaintop. Nothing more.
Asher Belenar's amulet.
Do you know the witch who sent me here?
No, not personally. My people tell stories of her, though. You're very lucky. Most people who meet Asher Belenar wind up in little pieces, hanging from the trees.
Let's get this over with.
Okay. I'm assuming you will get automatically added to our party as a fixed member, right?
It's sort of a long walk to the graveyard. I hope you wore comfortable shoes.
Something about this whole creepy ancient magic thing makes me nervous.
I get so furious when mages try to oppose Templars by turning to demons. There is no better way to ensure we will never be free.
Anders, can you stay on topic, please?
If all the elves fought all the Canari, who do you think would win?
I love that Isabella's like, would you rather fight an elf-sized Canari or a Canari-sized chicken? You know?
It's nice to get some fresh air. Kirkwall starts to stink after a bit.
I haven't met that many Dalish, and already I'm not crazy about them.
If all the elves
Okay,
fought all the Canari, who do you think would win?
Isabella's really hung up on that question.
I hope we're going the right way. I get turned around a lot up here.
Oh. All of a sudden, I'm fighting undead. Okay, so Meryl is a guest party member. Gotcha. Guest party member instead. And then after, she'll come with us. Are we taking the more treacherous path? Is there 2 ways up? Amaranth. Oh, that's the conspirators. Oh, let's go do the... Oh, conspirators.
The Keeper didn't mention you were a mage.
All keepers know a bit of old magic. The stories tell us that all Elven once had the gift. But like so many things, it was lost. It's a keeper's job to remember, to restore what we can.
Keeper didn't mention you were a mage? I couldn't tell by the big stick on your back.
Can't demons possess Dalish mages?
It can happen. And when it does, the clan must hunt and kill their own keeper.
Does the Chantry know about the Dalish mages?
Oh, they know. Keeper Marathari told me that was one of the reasons we never camped too long in one place. They usually won't pursue us if we stay away from the cities and towns and keep moving.
You don't know how good you've got it.
But my clan is now in more danger, having lost our Hala.
If you go to Kirkwall, you'll be an apostate in a city full of Templars.
I know. But if I don't go to Kirkwall, I'll be alone. A solitary elf is easy prey for anyone. In the city, I can get lost in the crowd.
Let's just form the full mage party. Anders, Bethany, and Meryl. And I'll just be their warrior protector against all of the Templars.
Please, keep turning skeletons into toads for us.
But I never... Right. Not literally. Happy to help. I've done a little fighting before, but it was always alone. I'll try not to hit anyone. On our side, I mean. I'm babbling again. Let's go.
Love a self-aware queen. Alright. Let's do this conspirators one. Here's our conspirators. Hello there.
You're one of the Amaranthine conspirators. There's a bounty on your head.
Curse you!
Huh. I expected it to go into, like, combat immediately. It's actually kind of cool that you, like, walk up and you have, like, this fixed dialogue and you're like, hey, I got a bounty on you. And then they attack. See, that would be cool if there was more things like that. Instead of, like, groups blindly attacking us, if there was maybe dialogue where you could talk to them to kind of, like, what if you're someone who sympathizes with the apostate mages, for example, and then instead of a bunch of apostate mages attacking you, they're like, oh, cool. Peace, friend, and then they leave. It'd be kind of cool. Instead of, I'm gonna slay all these apostates because they looked at me funny. Oh, Meryl's not with us. I guess Meryl decided not to come along on this side quest. All that matters is her quest. I mean, makes sense. She doesn't really have any part in this. Royo 1 and 2. Nice, okay. That's a cool longsword. But you require a weapon and shield. We'll be giving this one to Aveline. Okay, Conspirator's Quest updated. All done. Okay, I'm assuming that Meryl is like, look, I'm not even in your party, so I'm only going to come with you on the main path, which is probably what happened. Is she around here? Where'd you go? Oh, there she is. Hello?
I hope we're going the right way. I get turned around a lot up here.
Okay. Are you following now? Or are you stuck there? Okay, you're following now. Yeah. Only goes the way that she wants to go. Gotcha. Let us ascend to the summit. Taking on corpses as we go.
If we kill them, we get their stuff.
Oh, yep. I was just showing off my abilities ahead of time to scare you.
If we had a giant rock to push uphill, this would perfectly sum up my life.
Okay, yeah.
So the Keeper finally found someone to take you from here.
Yes.
Then finish your task quickly, human. We cannot be rid of this one too soon.
I'm sensing a story here.
I have made my choice. And I will save our clan whatever you think.
Damn, that's personal.
What's going on here, Meryl?
Nothing. Just ignorance. We should go.
It will be done. Rock slide.
A landslide blocked the path. There's a cave that should take us to the other side.
Ooh. Okay. Fancy Pants Navigator Meryl. I guess we go in here and then we'll find the cave.
I'm sorry. You're not really seeing the Dalish at their best. We're good people that look out for each other. Just not today, apparently.
Is there anything I can do to help?
It's kind of you to ask. I'm fine. Even if my people don't appreciate my efforts, I must see this through. Let's go. Asha Belenar isn't known for her patience.
Asha Belenar. Alright. Let's navigate the passages. What do we got in here? More corpses? Nope, giant spiders. When you enter a cave, there must be giant spiders. What kind of fantasy game would this be if there was no giant spiders? Or giant bugs of any kind? I always love the fantasy tropes of giant insect, giant arachnid, giant thing. Like, just make it bigger. Could you imagine if that wasn't a thing and that you just had to fight like a horde of like appropriately sized, normal sized spiders and they're just all attacking you? Like Harry Potter. And then there's the giant spider. Silverite. The lustrous white-blue silverite has long been prized by the dwarves for use in jewelry, rune-making, and weaponsmithing, but on the surface, it is more commonly used by apothecaries and healers. Since the metal does not rust, many traditions believe it to be proof against poison. There is a tale passed down among the people of the Enderfells. A knight returned home after many years of war, only to be struck by an adder. His wife immediately bound the wound with a medallion of silverite pressed against the bite like a poultice. By morning, the poison had left him, and the knight lived to an old age. Nice. Mountain Graveyard. Okay. Or crate to the Seal of House Talwain. And another one of these, there's like doorways, and like, look, you can see that you can go through it. And it's on there on the map, but I can't do anything about it. Corrupted spider. Oh, hello. Corpses! I love the concept of a small ruby being junk, stuff like that. So funny. Alright, 23 strength finally, and then I think I'm gonna put in another point constitution. Alright, I want this passive, I think. Oh. Scythe inflicts a great deal more pain. Made of enemies, a mage has made brittle. Oh, a brittle bonus, nice. We'll just get that for the stagger bonus. What are you doing here, Shade? Shadow Warrior, dude. What is going on here? Got Shadow Warriors. Okay. And now I can equip my new stuff. Hiya. That's a cool looking blade. Look at that. What does this look like? Oh yeah. Now we're going with this over this one because we're going with the attack and physical damage over increased stamina and strength. Actually, I guess our stats should change. Yeah, our stats do change in real time. Alright, hang on a minute. Ooh, so this one gives me more DPS. %82 attack instead of 87. And then 20 more stamina. Actually, we're going to use the axe. We will use the axe. We'll give, like, Fenris the sword. Yeah, I don't know what the go is here. Let me in. Multiple blocked pathways that are that look like you can access them on the map. I don't know. Was this the... this was the cave. Dalish Amulet. Plus 20 attack. Barrier.
I can open the way forward. One moment.
Oh. Okay. Brutal.
That was a summoning. That takes blood magic. Are you crazy?
Yes, it was blood magic, but I know what I'm doing. The spirit helped us, didn't it?
Yikes. Look, I'm very open-minded, Meryl. I'm into a lot of things. I do draw the line at blood, however.
Sure, demons are very helpful. Right up until they take your mind and turn you into a monster.
Well, yes. But that won't happen. I know how to defend myself. Be careful up ahead. Restless things prowl the heights.
Be careful up ahead, because Meryl might do blood magic.
The elders came here to sleep. Uthanara. The endless dream, they called it. But they don't sleep peacefully anymore.
It's always interesting seeing fantasy names written compared to being spoken. Uthanara. I would have said Uthenera. It's so interesting to see that I think there's so many valid ways of pronouncing it that obviously it's just up to whoever writes it and voices it and the voice director and blah, blah, blah. But yeah, it's funny when you read it yourself and you come up with your own pronunciations. It's such a classic fantasy thing, especially when you're reading like novels and stuff. You're like, yes, this is pronounced this way. And then apparently not. And you're like, yeah, my way sounds better, I think. Oh. Oh, an arcane horror. Get it out of here. Oh, God. Nice. Those arrows be putting in work. Thanks, Varric. It's Bianca's doing.
I think it's safe now. Place the amulet on the altar, and I'll begin the rite.
It's Horcrux time. It's Horcrux time. Alright. How do we reckon that this is going to go down? 6 sovereigns. That's great. I'm 11 away from having enough for the Deep Roads exhibition. Expedition, not exhibition, not an art gallery. I'm expecting Flemeth to like become like a spirit. And she'll be like, I'm alive!
Aharin amalana salen. Emma ira au bella seviranan. Isalahamin vinanhim dofilas. In uthenera narivas.
Yes, fucking exactly how I thought it was gonna go, dude. Yes. Amazing.
And here we are.
Friend of yours?
You speak the word as if it is cheap coin, meant for spending.
You don't know me.
Huh. I know your type.
Andarana Tishan Ashabalana.
One of the people. I see. So young and bright. Do you know who I am, beyond that title?
I know only a little.
Then stand. The people bend their knee too quickly. So refreshing to see someone who keeps their end of a bargain. I half expected my amulet to end up in a merchant's pocket.
Amazing. So I like I said, I expected Flemeth's spirit to be like, ah! But no, she's here. Somehow, Flemeth returned. So I guess she must have stored like herself or like her life force or some sort of element of resurrective capabilities in the amulet that requires Daedalus magic to restore her, I suppose. But that's great because I kind of love how this ties in with Dragon Age Origins. First of all, I love that she's like, I know your type, to Isabella immediately. I know your type. I have a daughter just like you. And it's like, she makes preparations. She's like, I know that Morrigan will try and deal with me one way or another, and you know what? This humble dwarf Mapo might just be capable of doing the deed. So, let me just make a Horcrux preparation. So cool. And then when we get to the end of Origins and Morrigan's like, you defeated her. I don't know if she's gone though. Flemeth is crafty son of a bitch. So seeing it happen in Dragon Age 2 and her coming back here does not surprise me at all. And it makes it really exciting because we have no idea what she's really capable of, at least what we've like witnessed or seen. Like we've seen some impressive feats here. The ability to transform into a dragon is no small feat, but what that could mean narratively for her story, especially when we acknowledge the fact that Morrigan's still out there with humble dwarf Mapo. They have a child together with the soul of an old god in there. And Flemeth's got some plans, you know, she got some ideas, and she wants, you know, a younger host body, preferably Morrigan's, and that just gets my brain ticking, you know, when I'm just thinking about the future of this character. So it's really cool that this is like a very believable and suitable reappearance of the character. It's not just like a shoehorned, aha, I'm alive. It's like someone who has such immense power that we didn't really get to see that potential in the first game, but we see that they have planned for this outcome, just in case. Half expected to end up in a merchant's pocket, though. I carried you here. We did make a deal. I honor my deal with any and all witches with a twinkle in their eye.
I agreed to deliver the amulet, though you could have told me you were inside it.
Just a piece. A small piece, but it was all I needed.
Horcrux.
A bit of security, should the inevitable occur. And if I know my Morrigan, it already has.
Oh, that's kind of even cooler. She's not even aware. Like, she's like assuming. Should the inevitable occur, and if I know my Morrigan, it already has. She's effectively cloned herself with that in mind, right? Without any sort of connection to the prime host. Because she's like, yeah, if I know Morrigan, it already has. And it definitely has, because we dealt with Flemeth during Origins, and we're past that timeline now. No confusion, we're past Origins. But she's not aware of it. She's just assuming that it has happened. Which is a very interesting thought. It means Flemeth is capable of splintering her existence, but they're not connected. They don't feel each other's presence or anything like that. Flemeth could just put a piece of herself in something else and keep going that way. Which is very exciting, but scary too. If I know my Morrigan, it already has. Yeah, can I get a mage's opinion? It's a shame that, like, it is a genuine shame. I don't know if shame is the right word, but a missed opportunity in some way for us to imagine if we had an original Dragon Age Origins member in our crew right now somehow. Like, someone came along in their travels and we had like Zev or something. I'm trying to think of like a character that isn't like part of like that core initial group. Like, imagine if we had like Zev, or even let's just say Alistair's traveling even as well. Very unlikely, but it would be cool if there was a character who knew about the whole events that took place and was like, oh my god. Just think it would be really fun. But Anders was around during Awakening and doesn't really have a clue.
What are you? A spirit? An abomination? This is no magic I've ever seen.
And you would know of spirits and abominations.
I'm a mage. Of course I know of such things.
Of course.
And possessed.
I am a fly in the ointment. I am a whisper in the shadows. I am also an old, old woman. More than that, you need not know.
Who's Morrigan? Sounds like a baddie. If I was a bit shorter, bit more rotund and maybe from the underground, I think I would marry her.
Is that someone I should know?
She's a girl who thinks she knows what is what better than I or anyone. And why not? I raised her to be as she is. I cannot expect her to be less.
I'm not sure whether she's your daughter or your enemy.
Neither is she.
Okay.
Why did you need me to bring you here?
Because I had an appointment to keep. And because I did not want to be followed, you smuggled me here quite nicely.
Are you real? Are you an angel?
I don't understand. Are you some kind of vision?
Must I be in only one place? Bodies are such limiting things. I am but a fragment cast adrift from the whole, a bit of flotsam to cling to in the storm.
A fragment cast adrift from the whole. Which, you know, could even... it explains a lot of things, because, like, even the Flemeth from Dragon Age Origins could have also been a fragment cast adrift from the whole. That might not have been entirely Flemeth there either. We don't know. It just gets the gears turning in your brain. And that was just the Flemeth that didn't like to dress up and put an effort in her appearance. You know, she was just chilling in her swampland with Morrigan, and Prime Flemeth was like, go and pretend to be me. Go and baby this daughter of mine until I'm ready to claim her for my own, you know what I mean?
A fragment?
You do not need to understand, child. Know only that you may have saved my life, just as I once saved yours. And even trade, I think.
Where's the Flemeth romance option? Where's my Flemeth romance? Come join my party. I'll make it worth your while. These young hands know old tricks.
You have plans, I take it?
Destiny awaits us both, dear boy. We have much to do. Before I go, a word of advice. We stand upon the precipice of change. The world fears the inevitable plummet into the abyss. Watch for that moment, and when it comes, do not hesitate to leap. It is only when you fall that you learn whether you can fly.
Bro, this is like the most hype moment of the game right here. This is just worth it for that line of dialogue alone. That was cold and excellently well written. That's perfect. I love this shit. Flemeth coming back is great. I love how she said that, because things are always happening in Fantasyland, especially as we know that there are more events to come with other Dragon Age games. So I can only assume that she's talking about some spicy shit around the corner that she's preparing herself for as well.
Cheap advice from a dragon.
We all have our challenges. As for you, child, step carefully. No path is darker than when your eyes are shut.
Maceranus Ashabellinar.
Now the time has come for me to leave. You have my thanks and my sympathy.
Join the party, it's not too late. We had win last game. We can have you this time. Okay, never mind. Could be good to have a dragon gilf in my party, just saying. See you later. Gonna return the amulet. Okay, so we still got the amulet. Okay, return the amulet. That was the best scene in the game so far. That was badass. I'm totally on board for Flemeth fucking around as the Dragon Age Voldemort. So good. Varric, can you point out the bear traps, you motherfucker? Where's my humble dwarf when you need him? He was whipping out goddamn traps from 20 meters away. He was sniffing them. Isabella, why are you walking in slow motion? Isabella, what are you doing? Oh, there's a revenant here. Who killed the revenant without me looking? We got a demonic belt with more attack, and everyone in the party has got to level up. Oh, we're almost at 50 sovereigns, baby. It's pretty easy to get 50 sovereigns, even without, like, that, you know, more valuable junk mod anyway. It doesn't really even change much. Yes. Ring of the Magister. Perhaps you would like that. Yes, that would be much better. Cool. Alright. Where are we going this way? We're still going up. We weren't even quite at the summit yet.
Isabel, you never talk about the Mage's plight.
What's there to say?
There's plenty to say.
And you say enough for the lot of us, don't you think?
So you're telling me you have no opinion on the matter?
None whatsoever.
That can't be true.
No, I'm afraid I'm really this shallow.
Hey, what do you think about this? I could not give a fuck, to be honest. Elven plate armor, 89, plus 51 attack. Elven boots, mad. Okay. Let's level up our characters. We haven't really had much opportunity for Isabella's friend or rivalry points yet, have we? Let's see. Let's see. Across the bow, an irresistible challenge to a single foe. Savvy. Fighting instincts allow her to perceive enemy attacks before they happen. Swashbuckling, ultra instinct. Any attack from the rogue's daily blades offers a chance to inflict bleeding wounds. Yes. We'll get aid allies, and then level 10, regroup. Nice. More cunning for you, sir. And we got rhyming triplet this time, so we'll get kickback. As a merchant prince, Varric knows that sometimes you need a well-placed bribe, sometimes you need a well-placed bolt. That's level 11. Bianca's song, a melody under his breath, recalling the untellable tale of how Bianca got her name. Few things focus Varric as much. Plus 20 attack and crit chance. Ooh, you know what? Kind of like that one. Kind of like that one. I'm going to make disorienting shots stronger though. We'll go for that. Anders just feels like a different character in this game. I think that's... I'm not really... He just is like a new character. Oh, yes. Look at all of this loot. Oh, apparently I got a Rune of Lightning design. Yeah, he just... Because he sounds different. His personality is different because of what's happened to him. He may as well just be a different character entirely. You know what I mean? So he's just kind of here. He's just a new guy to me. But he just knows of the events of Dragon Age Origins and Awakening. It's weird. That's how I view him. Yeah. Sundermount. Kirkwall is guided by mountains to its north, the tallest of which is Sundermount. The mountain has fearsome reputation. Legend says it was the site of the final battle between the Tevinter Imperium of old and the ancient empire of elves that perished with Arlathan. Both sides unleashed horrors into the waking world, and feyed creatures prowl the heights to this very day, unaware that the war for which they were summoned is long since over. There is a tale in the Free Marches that Blessed Andraste, upon reaching Kirkwall with her armies, sojourned up to the slopes of Sundermount alone. She stayed there for 3 days. When she returned, she wept as if her heart were broken. I stayed 2 months in Kirkwall, and despite my best efforts, I never found a guide willing to take me up the mountain. Religion and TV never got up that mountain. I'm going to quickly check. Yes. I was going to see if there was a Shadow Warrior in creatures, but the Revenant is here. A Revenant is a corpse possessed by a demon of pride or of desire, making it amongst the most powerful possessed opponents that one can face. Many possess spells, but most are armed and armored and prefer the use of their martial talents. They are weak against physical attacks, but regenerate quickly, and commonly use telekinesis to pull opponents into melee range should they try to flee. Revenants also have the ability to strike multiple opponents surrounding them. Stay at range if possible and strike quickly. It is the only way to take such a creature down. It's interesting that the only item that we've got so far is the Armor of the Fallen. You know? Meryl. The stories tell us that all Elven once had a gift, but like so many things it was lost. It's a keeper's job to remember, to restore what we can. As each generation passes, magic becomes more rare among the Dalish. As the gift dies out, talented children are moved between clans so that every keeper has a successor, and no clan is in danger of being left without guidance. Meryl was born to the Alarian clan, which wandered the hills of Navarra. She was the third child of the clan with the ancient gift born to her. When the next Arlathven gathering of the clans occurred, she was given to the Sabrai clan to be the first to keep her Marathari. Meryl was just 4 years old. She spent most of her life in Ferelden and the Korcari Wilds until her clan was driven north by the Blight. So, she said that she moved here a few years ago. She said that she used to be in Ferelden, but she moved here a few years ago, but then it says here that her clan was driven north by the Blight specifically, which was only a year and a bit ago, I believe. What is it, Meryl? So Meryl was in the wilds? Maybe. Okay. And there is a barrier here. Oh! Okay, and if you try to walk into the barrier, a Shadow Warrior is summoned. Okay. Will this drop the barrier, or is this just how we get through? Oh my god! Look how many there are. Jesus. Does the barrier fade? Arm of Aldruil. Ooh, it's a dual weapon. 35 attack, 3 attack speed. Well, guess we'll have to get Isabella on that dual weapon thing. That animation, though. Okay. Well, that's not happening. Perfect. Well, it looks like we need to make our way back down and return the amulet to the Keeper. It's a complete long way home. But for now, that's where we're going to bring this episode of Dragon Age 2 to a close. Thank you so much for joining me today. It's been a massive episode with a lot of ground covered outside of Kirkwall. It's been good to get out there and do a bunch of quests out in the world outside of the walls of Kirkwall. And next time, we'll see what else lies in store. I hope you've enjoyed this episode, and I'll see you then.